Most people see a Latina and a veteran and they think, how that did happen?
And we say, best decision we ever made.
Hold on. How did you guys actually really meet?
Okay. Well, it was through a friend. Actually, it's my assistant/friend, Jennifer. She introduced me to your friend.
My friend that I was working with at the time.
So that's how we met. And 120 days later, guess what? We were already.
We met in person.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
And then when we met in person, it was kind of nervous, right?
Oh, I was so nervous. As a matter of fact, I was kind of angry, but I was nervous at the same time.
So, what it means when we actually start getting serious is the first time I asked him, how's your credit score? Remember that part?
Oh, yes. I cannot forget that part. As a matter of fact, I said, well, this is where my credit is. And then she asked to see my credit, so I gave her the permission to look into my credit.
Exactly. And from then I know, for real, that he was serious.
Of course I was serious. I gave her my information and my credit.
So, girls, think about it. Before you even start a relationship, you have to ask a man. Not because he has the money or doesn't have a money, because that doesn't matter, at least for me. But it's because you're going to want somebody responsible. Not just sweet and caring and be the man of your life, but you want somebody that actually is going to take care of you, is not going to give you headaches. Okay? So women's right there, males right there, before you even get married, before you get the ring, ask, how's your credit score?
And how was my credit?
Perfect.
So you guys mentioned about credit. So what does two currencies mean to you guys as a couple?
Well, let's start first. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Veronica. I'm from Mexico City.
I'm John. I'm from Utah.
So what it means on credit is like a lot of couples, they think about it before they ask the question, which is, for me, having a good credit is means you're responsible. I'm not talking about credit score. I'm talking about having good credit when it comes in you don't want to pay, and all that type of stuff. Now, two currencies, like I mentioned, I'm from Mexico City. He's from the USA. So being veteran and being somebody that it comes from another country, we have to think two currencies. If even we want to invest, well, I gotta think in pesos. But if we wanna talking about USA Life, we're talking
about American dollar. So like if you want to invest in Mexico, you use the pesos. In the US, you use a dollar. So two currencies.
So we mean as a couple, that's I think our power secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we can think alike when it comes to build something together, when it comes to create a world together, but without leaving my culture on the side, learning from his culture, because I'm in USA and I put the flag of the USA, not forgetting about my culture, but because I am in the country that I want to be. So I put that shirt. And putting that shirt is mean we gotta talk as a couples. It's starting from, hey, okay, you come from this, but besides culture, how are we gonna make it happen when we actually start building an empire? So that's why two currencies mean as a couple.
How did you, as a veteran, build a life with another person from a different country?
So we'll start basically from the beginning, obviously, since we did. We talked about how we met and where we went, and now let's talk about what we did. So starting life, basically I was starting life over again when I met this beautiful woman, and started off to where couldn't get into any place, couldn't get into an apartment, couldn't get into anything. Basically, we have two dogs. Well, we don't have those dogs anymore, they had passed. But we had two awesome dogs that nobody would let us have in the apartments because they were on that list. But I had a friend that reached out to me, told me about a place. I contacted the individual who became a really good friend. To this day, I talk to him here and there. And we basically went from there. We ended up in a 2-bedroom duplex, tiny duplex, which wasn't bad starting out. And then
No bed.
No bed, by the way, no bed. We had an air mattress. And then from there, it was kind of like, so it's kind of like building life is like a mission, right? So in the military, they they say, this is your mission, you got to get done, and that's what we're currently doing. We're basically, our life is a mission. We're working on it to complete it. Who knows when we'll complete that mission, because it could be 20 years from now, 40, 50, but that's what we're doing. So basically, we went from a 2-bedroom, and then it took us 2 years.
Year and a half.
2 years. 2 years. Took 2 years. We ended up buying a house. We finally bought a house. But I also started a new career because of this woman, because she's taken her life and what she's gone through with the hard work that she's done, and she's actually instilled it with me and the military.
Another mission is to be happy each other and to build wealth with love and respect, right?
Yes.
And that's something that the military brings to him. He's aligned, he's direct, and he had a mission that he always gonna be accomplished, right?
Yes.
And me coming from a background of business, my thing is to build that system, not just outside for other people or for other business, but that system that it works for us in our happy place and building that wealth that God knows where it's gonna take us until probably when we get 200 years old.
What does every listener expect every Friday?
Well, that's a good question. You want to answer or should I answer?
I'll let you answer it.
Okay, what they're expecting from us is that we are building something unstoppable. We're building wealth. We are actually not scripted this stuff.
No script whatsoever.
It's our lives. We want you to know that this is our story, but it doesn't mean you cannot tell your story with us. So in the 2 currencies, we want you to know that everything is possible, no matter what country you are. We mentioned before, Serbians, Persians, Israelis, Germans, Mexicans, Colombians, Venezuelans, anywhere, Central, South America, whole Europe. It doesn't matter what country, right?
What about aliens?
Australia? Aliens too. We wanted to let you know that it's possible. To begin with, it's a little bit hard to get to know each other because it's 2 different cultures. I'm in the one always business. He's on the one on the mission. But when it comes together, we create something unstoppable. And then we are doing that every single day. And I'm so grateful to have him in my life. I'm so grateful that I waited so long to get married. It's my first and last marriage. And I'm so grateful that this country gave me that opportunity to have the love of my life. And what we're building together, it is something that maybe people don't understand when they are from the same country. It is not harder, but it's something like adventure every day, right?
Mm-hmm. Every day is an adventure, especially with a spicy one.
So, and also with our kid that we love him so much, that he's actually helping us back the cameras. And I just want you to let them know that every Friday, they're gonna hear a story from us, but we can wait. Stop it. Sorry for the mistake. Let's get back on track, okay?
Sounds good to me.
So every Friday, we as a couple, we're gonna tell our story.
And we can't wait to hear yours.
So between 2 currencies, we want to let you know. Welcome to 2 currencies.